at Arsenal now, and they are on the verge of completing a signing of defender Riccardo Calafiori from Bologna in a deal worth around £42 million. For more on this, we can speak to Italian football expert Mina Rizzucchi. Mina, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. Let's start with Calafiori. Tell us a little bit about what Arsenal are getting.
Oh, one of the finest Italian youngsters in defence. He proved himself to be such a great package and a player with an incredible winning mentality. He's really achieved so much success in this last year at Bologna and for the Italian national team. He was so important to Italy in the back line, playing as that centre back, but also in just as an ability to be a playmaker, even from a defensive point of view. He knows how to break lines, he's tall, he is exceptionally physical, but at the same time, brilliant with his feet, technical, tactically intelligent, versatile, and a player who always wants to play until the final second, always progressive and with a great winning mentality. Honestly, Italy is sad to see him go, but he is an excellent, excellent player.
Well, you said winning mentality there. Tell us a bit about why he chose Arsenal. What was the driving force? Because we understand there were other clubs interested.
Well, with Real Madrid, I think their eyes were always on Lenny Yoro. So I think that was more to do with what his agents and others were trying to really leak to the media at the time. So I'm not sure about that interest, to be honest with you. But Juventus had clearly set their sights on him. They obviously brought in Thiago Motta, who was his coach at Bologna, who had managed to bring out the very best in him. Remember, he arrived from Basel for $4 million. He was a youth product at Roma at the time and let go. He had gone to Genoa for a little bit, then moved to Basel. And at Basel, they learned that really, honestly, his best position is at centre-back. Bringing him back for $4 million and then him managing to do all of that. So there was always question marks about whether he should be going to Juventus to play with the coach that really took the best out of him and made him this player that everyone set their sights on and allowed him to play for the national team. But in the end, it was Arteta's playing style. It was the money offered to Bologna, and it was their decision to sell abroad. And from those choices, Arsenal was the best fit for him.
Mina, good to see you as always. One thing that's really stood out about Calafiori is his flexibility in terms of positions he can play. He can play at left back, he's played at left wing back before. He's also played as part of a back three. Arsenal obviously have had an inconsistent situation at left back. Is that where you see him slotting in, or where else could he fit in?
Ideally, it would be a real shame to not see him play as a centre-back, because I think that is absolutely his best role. And that is what his old coach at Basel, Vogel, also said. He is exceptionally good in the left. Don't get me wrong. He's technical. He's fast, perhaps not as fast as other left backs would be, and he's got a great cross on him. But at centre back, he has that position locked down, and I think it's the best role for him because of his tactical intelligence, because of his technique, because of his ability to break the lines. But like you said, he can play in all roles, including defensive midfield. So should Arteta choose to play with a three-man at the back or four men at the back, he can play anywhere on the left side. He can even play in defensive midfield because of his understanding of the game in general. But I think, being a left-footed player, you would ideally want to use him now, considering that there's a great partnership at the back for Arsenal in centre-back. So left-back is perhaps where he would be best suited, and he will definitely make the most of that role and really show you what he can do, especially with his crossing and his technique. But obviously for us, we would like to see him develop more in that centre-back role.
Mina, do you think he can start straight away in the Premier League, or do you think he'll need time to adjust?
This is a difficult question to answer, really. It depends on the amount of discipline, or let's say the ability to understand what his role is by Arteta. If the tactics suit him, if he can be thrown into the deep end, I think absolutely, because his mentality is one in which he's a very hard worker and he's a complete package. He really believes in himself, and I think that's the difference. You saw, for example, with the Italian national team, there wasn't much belief in their abilities. He was the standout performer in that sense. He reckons himself quite a bit, and I think that confidence allows him to really hit the ground running. He made such a difference at Bologna, especially against the big teams. So I definitely know that he's not scared of any challenge, and it will really depend on the tactics because of where they would like to position him. But certainly I think that he can start the first match. I don't think he's going to find it too daunting.